Hey guys, I want to talk a little bit today about continuing to develop your communication style as you're out there interacting with women that you're attracted to, and especially during cold approach or any scenario, the same sort of mindset should apply to you. But this might be kind of a funny way to think about things, but I really want you to hear me out here and listen to what I'm saying. I want you to think about all the interactions that you have with women in your day-to-day. And a lot of the times you are going to be out there interacting with women that are either unattractive to you or they're way older than you to the point where, there's no attraction there and it's not a realistic option or anything like that. But I want you to slow down and think the next time you're in this situation. And I want you just to observe yourself or try to pay attention to what you are doing, okay? Think about, where are your eyes at? What's the tonality of your voice? How are you speaking to her? What's the cadence of your conversation that you're having? What types of questions even are you asking? What's your demeanor? What's like your outward energy that you're projecting into this moment with this sort of person in your life? And I think that for most all of us, if you were to step back and really analyze this and really think about it, you are much more calm, cool, collected, just like easygoing. It's a whole different sort of energy that you bring into a conversation like that when you're in the midst of somebody, like we said, that you're not attracted to. And that's a very ironic thing, and it's a very important thing actually to compare, and to not only to compare, but to try to get used to that style of operating, to that style of talking, to that style of communicating, to that style of delivery, and just that style of being around another person. And that is quite literally what you need to do in those situations where you are now in the midst of a girl that you're really attracted to. Because we all have made this mistake before. We all know how this comes across. When you're around somebody that kind of makes you nervous or makes you anxious, literally, physically, and audibly, several things change about the way you're coming across. Your voice oftentimes tends to raise in pitch a little bit. You start to talk faster. You start to say oftentimes like silly things that might not make any sense or whatever. You might just start acting like somebody who is the complete opposite of a cool, calm, collected, has their stuff together type of person. And I think if you can keep this in the back of your mind the next time you are in that scenario with a girl that you are really attracted to, just in your mind, try to pretend like she is that old lady, the unattractive lady, the whatever lady that you had zero attraction to. Try to pretend that in that moment she's more or less like that same type of person, and try to deliver yourself and try to bring yourself and try to bring that same sort of energy that you brought into that other conversation that we detailed in the first part of the talk, the one you weren't attracted to. Once again, you've got to act the exact same way around the girl that you are actually attracted to. And yes, this is one of those mastery things about, I just think, handling yourself as a man and becoming better at this stuff and just coming across as more natural and, more importantly, more confident in these situations is really, it's a huge key. And women know this stuff. Women pay attention to this stuff. Women can tell when they've rattled you. Women can tell when they've kind of knocked you off your normal energy or whatever. And it's like, there is, I believe, this subconscious thing that goes on for them that when they detect that sort of thing come across from you, it communicates a lack of confidence, or it communicates maybe a lack of value to some extent, or a doubt of self-value, let's say, or just it comes across with a whole different sort of energy. And oftentimes that can be a turnoff to women. I think most women, it might be to some extent in a small way flattering to them to know that they can tell that you find them attractive in that sort of scenario. But when it's to the point where it knocks you off your horse in such a way that it gets you to physically act and communicate in a different manner, that's an issue. I think every single woman out there would agree with that and would identify with that. And yeah, maybe there's like some little awkward moment where you could stammer and stutter and do something maybe kind of funny in the very first couple seconds of interacting with somebody, but you better get your head together. You better get your stuff straight. You better compose yourself, get yourself back together, and you'd better start communicating like that cool, calm, collected guy the same way that you did around the woman you weren't attracted to or interested at all. The same way you talk to her, you've got to learn to talk to the girls that you're really attracted to and the ones that you actually want in the same exact fashion. It's such an important thing to pay attention to. And I hope you guys can keep that in the back of your mind the next time you're out there doing some of this cold approach stuff. So, all right, guys, Hope you're having a wonderful day. We'll talk to you all soon.